been in business since the 60s, but we went with Western Forms in 1976. Western's about the best forms that I've tried. We've tried cheaper, it didn't work.
We started out with just kind of, we're a wheelbarrow and pickup truck kind of a company, and now we've grown to over 145 employees. We do over 1,000 residential basements a year, and generally complete about 40 to 50 commercial projects each year. We've gone totally to Western Forms for our residential projects. At one time we had the 1 1/8" wood form system, and we had Simon forms, the steel back forms, and now we're totally with the Western Forms and the aluminum systems, along with our boom truck and
11 years ago, using the Duraform wood forms, and we switched. I was doing about 80 walls a year with I had a 4-man crew. Now we have a 6-man crew. We're doubling our walls since we switched to the Western Forms. What switched me was the quality of the walls, first of all, and I was getting tired of buying new forms every year, replacing old wood forms, and not having the quality, even with a new wood form, over a aluminum form. After you know, I get 500 walls in them, they're still doing beautiful walls.
We started out with the Western 6122 forms, and recently tried a batch of the flagship forms. We like those better because of the pre-seasoning and the machine side rails, and we like the rigidness of a Western form.
Used Western Forms, is what we started out with. We tried another brand for one set, had them 6 months and got rid of them. Went back to the Westerns. We went to the flagship forms with the pre-seasoning and the backbone. We were really happy with those and feel there's not anything any better than that to improve our quality and efficiency of our company.
Well, as soon as I got in the Western aluminum forms, I told everybody in Toledo that their wood forms were going to be obsolete. Well, they didn't believe me. They found out real quick. They had to go with it. If they wanted to keep up with us, they had to go with aluminum brick forms. One guy told me one time, he says, "Oh, we'll never buy them." 2 months later, they bought them. and they bought Western. Western's a good form. You know, I've seen other forms I didn't like. I could have bought some.
Pre-season panels, that's the only way to buy them. We bought some panels that weren't seasoned, and that was a mistake. So we always buy the pre-season. I would never recommend not doing that.
That sold us the most on the Western Forms was the pin lock. That was we were completely new to the poured wall industry and the poured wall concrete. We had no idea about the pin locks and the pin and wedge, but we feel like that's been the thing that's made our learning curve the easiest is the pin lock system by Western. We've looked at other pin lock systems, and none of them seem to match up to the Western system. So.
And what really sold us on the Western Forms, I have to say, is the pin lock system. It was so much faster that it didn't justify going with any of the other systems or going backwards back down to the pin and wedge system, you know, which you would be doing. You'd be going backwards if you went back to the pin and wedge system. So we said, if we're going into business, we might as well go in top of the line. So we went top of the line with the pin lock system. We bought our first set of pin locks, and I'd say after about 10 or 11 months we went along, we bought another full set. And about 1.5 years into our business, we bought a smaller set again, so we have about 2.5 sets now at the moment.
I'd recommend Western Forms to anybody that's considering making the switch from masonry or any other forming system. I've recently visited their location where they manufacture their forms, and they have their research and development department, their engineers. It is a first-class operation. They've thought of so many more things than any of the other competitors that are out there doing. A first-time person considering using aluminum forms, I would strongly recommend Western with the support that they give you, and you'll be very pleased with the outcome. I would also recommend the Western forming systems to anybody that's doing above grade work. They're by far the class of the field. They're the best walls that we've been able to achieve in the 20 years that we've been involved in the concrete industry.
Western Form, the world's leading innovator in aluminum form systems.